Sawadee ka, Liezl ka.
Sawadee ka, Rosario ka.
Sawadee ka, Joanna Pedraza ka.
Sawadee Cup from Aivan Cup, and we are the Team Thailand.
We are all Thai, we all smile since we were born. Happiness is everywhere. Happiness we can share is loving care through our smile. Since we grow up with tempos, it's typical we have peace of mind. We like making merit, oh yes indeed, that is worthwhile. As simple as we can, humble life we plan. We make our land the land of smiles. We share our love with family. We are a big tree under sunshine. Uncle helps grandma, nephew takes care of grandpa, father teaches grandson, so everyone looks so fine. Our food is plenty, not just curries but recipes of all kinds. We cook with our heart and we taste it with our smile.
Might go everywhere, sing here and there, with passing by. From mountains to sea, forest with trees, their lovely smile. Flowers are very nice, colors are very bright. They are reason why we all smile.
We are all Thai, we all smile since we were born. Happiness is everywhere. Happiness we can share is love we care through our smile.
In this particular country analysis, we will gonna know more about Thailand first through their country profile, including geography, demographics, religion, and culture. Next on the list, their political system, including governance, legal environment, and business legal framework. We're also gonna dwell more on economic analysis, talking about gross domestic product, foreign investment, trade, and resources availability. We will also analyze the risks of investing in Thailand before we go in making conclusions and recommendations. For the part of this analysis, we will assess the possible effects of COVID-19 to Thailand and how this country is handling the pandemic.
First, we are going to talk about the country profile of Thailand. That includes the geography, demographics, religion, and culture of Thailand. The geography of Thailand. Thailand is a gorgeous country located at the center of peninsular Southeast Asia and bordered by Myanmar, Burma, the Andaman Sea to the west, Laos to the northeast, Cambodia to the southeast, the Gulf of Thailand, and Malaysia to the south. It has an irregular shape that defies any easy analog in nature. Thailand's shape also looks like the shape of an elephant's head, which on the northern part of the country seems to be the elephant's face and ears. And the thinner southern part in the Malay Peninsula is the elephant's trunk. Thailand is approximately 513,120 square kilometers in size, which is the 50th largest in the world and roughly the same as Spain or Texas. It also has a coastline of 3,219 kilometers or 2,000 miles, with a total land boundary length of 4,863 kilometers or 3,022 miles. It is composed of over 1,400 islands and 20% mountains and hills. Thailand has 76 political provinces, wherein it has 6 cities. Bangkok. Bangkok is one of Asia's most cosmopolitan cities and the capital of Thailand. It has something to everyone, with its magnificent temples, authentic canals, exotic food, busy markets, visual delights, and a vibrant nightlife. Bangkok is considered as the gateway to the Southeast Asian world and is usually scheduled as a stopover between cities and also known as City of Angels. Pattaya. Pattaya is known as the northern sister of Bangkok because of its varied nightlife. It is also located on the east coast of the Gulf of Thailand, just 150 kilometers from Bangkok. Phuket. It is famously called the Pearl of the Andaman Sea, and it is the largest island of Thailand. Next is the Chiang Mai City, wherein it is traditionally and socially the most significant city in northern Thailand. Phi Phi Islands. Phi Phi Islands are a group of 6 small islands located near Phuket Island. Lastly, Thailand's second biggest island is the Koh Samui. Thailand has a tropical climate. The average weather varies every season, which is the rainy or southwest monsoon season that occurs every May to October, the summer or pre-monsoon season, and the winter or northeast monsoon season. Thailand's temperature is around 30 degrees Celsius or 86 degrees Fahrenheit, and every winter, the north of Thailand, sometimes the temperature will even fall under 10 degrees Celsius or 50 degrees Fahrenheit in the evening. Then, for the demographics of Thailand. The current population of Thailand as of May 21, 2020 is 69,780,672, which 51% of Thai people live in urban and 49% live in rural. The total population of Thailand is equivalent to 0.9% of the total world population. Thailand ranks number 20 in the list of countries by population. It has a population density of 137 per square kilometer or 350 per people per square mile. Based on the World Population Review 2020, the total population of Thailand are divided into different groups. 75% were ethnic Thai, 13% were Thai Chinese, and 3% were ethnically Malay. The remainder of the population falls into small minority groups including hill tribes, Khmers, and Mons. In terms of age structure, 16.45% of Thais are in the age category of 0 to 14 years, 13.02% in the age category of 15 to 24 years, 45.69% in the 25 to 54 years, 13.01% age from 55 to 64 years, and 11.82% age 65 years and above. These data were updated as of April 15, 2020, based on the website of Thailand Board of Investment. Fertility rates in Thailand are about 1.5 births per woman, about 30% under the population replacement rate of 2.1 births per woman. The fertility rates have been this low for several years. However, population momentum has still resulted in population growth, although the population is expected to decline following 2028. Life expectancy at birth, both male and females in Thailand, is 77.7 years. The female's life expectancy at birth is 81.3 years, while male's life expectancy at birth is 74.2 years. Infant mortality rate stands at 6.7 infant deaths per 1,000 live births and 7.8 deaths under the age of 5 per 1,000 live births. Religion of Thailand. Religion in Thailand has a fascinating cultural history that can be seen through the many sacred sites and temples scattered throughout the country. Different religions exist in Thailand, and Thai people have the freedom to choose what religion they want to join. Buddhism, Islam, Hinduism, Judaism, and Christianity are the religions that the Thai people joined. Buddhism is the most common Thailand religion, having 95%, wherein the majority of the Thailand people here are large of the Theravada tradition. However, this has also adopted Chinese and folk beliefs such as ancestor worship. The second most common Thailand religion is the Islam or Muslim religion with 4.6%, followed by 0.7% Christians, and the remaining 1% is divided between the Hindu, Sikh, and Jewish religions. In terms of the culture of Thailand, Thailand is also known as the land of smiles, which can be culturally challenging place. The heavy emphasis on masking true feelings requires the outsider to work much harder in terms of how they communicate and relate to people. The culture of Thailand incorporates a great deal of influence from India, China, Cambodia, and the rest of Southeast Asia. Thailand's main theology, Theravada Buddhism, is central to modern Thai identity and belief. In Thailand, there are also different cultural festivals that the Thai people always celebrating. Thai people like greeting each other, always smile, showing respect, apologizing, and saying goodbye with a gesture known as Diwai. This is accompanied by the words Swadikap for males and Swadika for females before the elder then responds. Thai is the official and national language of Thailand. It also sometimes called Siamese, that belongs to the Thai Kadai language family. There are different languages in Thailand, like the Putai, San, Song, Isan, Southern Thai, and other foreign languages such as Burmese, English, Japanese, Korean, French, and German. Like most great cuisines, Thai cuisine is recognized as one of the world's greatest, which are influences from China, India, Burma, Laos, Indonesia, and other neighbors. Thai cuisine blends sweet, sour, salty, spicy, and bitter taste in a delicious balance that goes well with most meat and seafood. Thai people also eat with a spoon and fork for most meals, and sometimes with hands or chopsticks for dishes influenced from India and China. In terms of Thai popular music and entertainment, from Thai films to Thai idols, together are effective phenomenon. Modern Thai pop or string pop is influenced by Brit pop and the popular movements of other Asian nations, but it is very distinctive in its own right. Thai films and dramas are also increasingly popular worldwide, especially their BL or boys love drama nowadays, wherein Filipinos also love watching those dramas.
The Political system of Thailand. First, let's talk about its governance. Thailand is a constitutional monarchy and has had 17 constitutions. The government has 3 branches, which are the legislative, judiciary, and executive. Legislative branch is the parliament, also known as National Assembly. This branch has 2 bodies, which are the House of Representatives and Senates, which whom are the lawmakers. After the House approved the proposed bill, it will then be sent to the Senate for a consideration. The House of Representatives consists of 400 members of parliament directly elected from single-member districts and 100 members selected from party list. Judicial branch consists of all courts in Thailand. Courts are independent bodies serve as the check and balance on the other 2 branches of the government. Judiciary hears cases involving conflicts between individuals and business, or between individuals, business, and the government. The courts in Thailand consist of trial courts, appeal courts, and the Supreme Court. A new constitutional court rules the validity of laws, regulations, and governmental decisions under the new constitution, Section 255 through Section 268. It also has the power to review the application of any pertinent law involved in any case before any court. Executive branch of the government is headed by the Prime Minister. House of Representatives with their president is the one who are selecting the Prime Minister for submitting a recommendation to the monarch for appointment. The PM leads all the government agencies except the courts and legislative bodies. Minister head up each department or ministry, such as Ministry of Finance, Foreign Affairs, Justice, and etc. And they are the one who proposes the annual government budget. Thailand has a constitutional monarchy, but it is currently led by a military junta, which took power on May 2014, following which General Prayut Chan-o-cha became the Prime Minister. Just a trivia, military junta is a government-led committee of military leaders. The term junta means meeting or committee and originated in the national and local junta organized by the Spanish resistance to Napoleon's invasion of Spain in 1808. The current king, Mahavajiralongkorn, ascended the throne in 2016 following the death of his father, King Bhumibol Adulyadej, who, much loved by the Thai people, King Bhumibol had lived to become the world's longest reigning monarchy prior to his death. Now let's proceed to the legal environment of Thailand. The country is a constitutional monarchy that has a legal system based primarily on the civil law system. Nevertheless, Thailand's legal system is also influenced by the common law tradition. The common law tradition is most notable in the Thai legal system use of Supreme Court decisions as persuasive authority in lower court cases. Modern Thai law dates back to the reign of King Rama V from 1868 to 1910. Also known as King Chulalongkorn, who enacted many reforms of the Thai legal system, such as the elimination of trial by ordeal and the establishment of the Ministry of Justice, and the first law school in Thailand. The supreme law of Thailand is the Constitution, since the country is a constitutional monarchy. In order to balance the powers of each of the government's branch, hold a control over the actions of the other branches. Executive branch proposes the laws and will be reviewed by the legislative branch. Legislative can approve, amend, or reject the proposed bill and also can make a change in the submitted budget. Courts interpret the law if it will coordinate to the new constitution. The courts also review governmental actions and can require changes or reconsideration in appropriate cases, such as environmental reviews. Executive branch controls how many employees may work on the court, and Prime Minister may express a reaction to the king if he opposes the proposed bill. In the country, there is a Thai criminal code list of several punishments: death, imprisonment, confinement, fine, and forfeiture of property are the possible punishments according to the Section 18 of the Criminal Code. Now, let's talk about the business legal framework. In Thailand, investments are less exposed in risk due to investment protection measure of the country, and they are giving importance in foreign direct investment destination for the past decade. They have 3 levels of foreign investment protection scheme. Those are Investment Promotion Act BE 2520 of 1977, amended as recently as 2001. It empowers the Board of Investment or the BOI of Thailand to grant tax and non-tax incentives for both foreign and Thai investors who engage in any types of promoted business activities as designated in BOI announcements. The second one is the bilateral investment treaties between countries. These are agreements between the two countries protecting the business that are based in their country. The third one is the regional or inter-regional trade or investment agreements among countries. Its purpose is to facilitate international trade in goods and services and deal with tariffs and non-tariffs barriers. Even though investment protection is not the main focus here, but it promotes legal basis which many investors can rely. They give so much importance to their investors. Let's proceed to the Competition Act. On October 5, 2017, the new Trade Competition Act BE 2560 of 2017 came into effect. The new act has repealed and replaced the Trade Competition Act BE 2542 of 1999 in its entirety. It aims to resolve delays and failures in enforcing the competition law in Thailand for the past 18 years. The new act covers the same general areas as the previous act, such as restrictions on the abuse of dominant position, anti-competitive mergers, unfair trade practices, as well as restrictive agreements or practices among business operators. The changes are Office of Trade Competition Commission or OTCC will be independent. It will be no longer be a government agency or state enterprise. The inclusion of state-owned enterprises into the ambit of the new act and to control merger. The new act is divided into 2 sections: prevention of monopoly and prevention of unfair trade practices. It prohibits the abuse of market power, merging of business, and collusions.
After the discussion about the political system, let's now move on with the economic analysis of Thailand. There are 4 parts to be considered in economic analysis of Thailand, and these are the gross domestic product, foreign investment, trade, and resources availability. First, let's talk about the gross domestic product. Thailand is a good example of a developing country, but with a rapid economic growth. The gross domestic product growth of Thailand has been solid, but this year 2020, it decelerates because of slower domestic and foreign demand. This country made an amazing development to expand their economic freedom, moving from a low-income to an upper-income country. As you can see, the figure below, it shows that the gross domestic product in Thailand was worth $520 billion in 2019, according to official data from the World Bank and projections from Trading Economics. The GDP value of Thailand represents 0.43% of the world economy. Secondly, the foreign investment. Thailand's foreign direct investment increased by 3.7 billion in March 2020 compared with a drop of 854 million in the previous quarter. Regarding the Thailand's foreign direct investment, the USD million net flows data is updated quarterly, available from March 1993 to March 2020. In the latest reports of Thailand, current account recorded a surplus of 696.6 USD million in March 2020. Another information about Thailand's foreign investment. As you can see, there is a graph below. It shows the Thailand's foreign direct investment, wherein the USD million net flows data is updated quarterly. Thailand's direct investment abroad expanded by 3.5 USD billion in March 2020. Its foreign portfolio investment fell by 6.2 USD billion in March 2020. And the country's nominal GDP was reported at 140.2 USD billion in December 2019. The third part, which is trade. Thailand's trade patterns have changed dramatically from the early 1980s. According to the Britannica, Japan is the country's biggest sources of imports in Thailand. The share of import expenditures for machinery, components, and raw materials, moreover, had increased from less than half to more than 3/4. As you can see, there is a graph that deals with the major import sources of Thailand in the past 3 years, year 2017. More than 2/3 of export earnings came from agriculture and less than 1/3 from manufacturing. By the early 21st century, agriculture contributed roughly 1/8 of export earnings and about 1/10 of gross domestic product. According to Britannica, the United States is among Thailand's largest export markets. The graph shows the major export destinations of Thailand in the past 3 years, year 2017. The main trading partners of Thailand are Japan, United States, China, Singapore, and Malaysia. The most important import categories by value are machinery, chemicals, and related products, petroleum, iron, steel, and other metals and raw materials of various types. Machinery is also an important manufactured export, along with chemicals and chemical products, telecommunications equipment, road vehicles, and clothing and accessories. The last part to be discussed in economic analysis is the resources availability. Thailand is a country rich in natural resources, including minerals, forests, arable land, and fish. Natural resources have played a significant role in supporting local livelihoods and driving economic growth. All the natural resources have been instrumental in supporting the Thai manufacturing, export, and tourism industries. Mining in Thailand. For many years, Thailand was a major producer of tin. However, the country currently focuses more on gold mining than tin. Natural gas is also an important natural resource in Thailand. Its deposits were discovered offshore in the 1970s, wherein it reduced Thailand's dependence on imported petroleum due to its high expenditures. Forestry. About 28% of Thailand is forested with the most valuable forest product. In the past, teak, which is a popular tropical hardwood, has been exported in Thailand. The country designated 25% of the land area for protected forests as well as 15% of the land for timber production. Besides, elephants are trained to facilitate logging in the timber industry to attract tourists in Thailand. Agriculture. Agriculture is still an important economic activity in Thailand. Rice is the most significant commercial crop grown in Thailand. In fact, the country is among the world's leading rice producers. The second important crop is rubber, which is mainly cultivated on plantations in the Malay Peninsula. Other crops grown in Thailand include cassava, sugarcane, maize, soybeans, coffee, pineapples, coconuts, and kenaf. Livestock. Besides craft farming, Thailand's residents also engage in insect ranching and dairy farming. Dairy farming is so successful that it produces 2,800 tons of milk daily. 40% of the milk caters to the government school milk program established in 1985, while 60% of the milk is for commercial purposes. Fishing. Thailand has several important fishing areas which include sea fishing as well as freshwater fishing. Fishing becomes tourist attraction in the fishing industry as the country exports fish products. There are popular fish like prawns, shellfish, red-tail catfish, and many more. The top fishing spots in Thailand include Shadow Lake, Jurassic Fishing Park, and others. Human resources. A person working in human resources in Thailand typically earns around 99,600 Thai baht per month. Salaries range from 45,700 Thai baht as the lowest average to 149,000 Thai baht, which is the highest average, and actual maximum salary is higher. The average monthly salary includes housing, transport, and other benefits.
After talking about economic analysis, let's now proceed in the assessment of the risks in investing in Thailand. The Economic Corridor Infrastructure Development Project, an ambitious $45 billion public-private partnership project seeking to make Thailand a key logistics, transport, and innovation hub, will be one of the key drivers of foreign investment over the current decade and will boost the country's connectivity regionally over the medium to long term. In the medium term, a combination of factors such as high household debt, high independence on commodities imports, weak rule of law, rising government expenditure as a share of GDP, and relative political uncertainty somewhat dent the attractiveness of Thailand as a preferred destination for foreign direct investment. In terms of political factors for investment, it is important for an investor to secure and complete all the necessary negotiations and requirements since Thailand is largely influenced by the military. The national order in Thailand has become relatively stable, so the investor can somehow assure that the money to be invested will be on the safe place. But foreign investors should always stay alert and cautious when investing projects or undertaking engineering, procurement, and construction works in Thailand. Firms which plan to invest their hard-earned money should also consider the rule of law in Thailand. The new constitution grants independence on the judiciary, but Thailand's courts are politicized and corruption is common in the judicial branch. This level of corruption in the country could jeopardize the business sector in legal matters, so potential investors should really ponder this before making business decisions. Investing in Thailand is both an opportunity and a threat. It will mean that firms' money will be placed in a not promised tomorrow considering all the risk factors. However, diverse culture of Thailand, abundant natural resources, and the rising economic development of the country could be great opportunities in the success of the business. Thailand has a well-performing economy that we cannot simply disregard. As a matter of fact, Thailand is recognized by the World Bank as one that has the great development success stories. Due to smart economic policies, it has become an upper middle income economy and is making progress towards meeting the Sustainable Development Goal. Now that we already know Thailand in its different perspectives, we can now draw our conclusions and recommendations. As we dig deeper about this country, we can conclude that Thailand is a country worth visiting not only because of their rich culture and fascinating tourist spots, but also for business investment. The country has better national security than ever, brought about by the military governance, so potential investor can assure the safety of their investments. It has an open market economy attractive for international corporations, backed up by several trade agreements, laws and programs protecting the business world in the country. However, investors should be mindful of adhering in the country's laws and requirements for business operations. The gross domestic product growth has been solid and has continuously growing from 2015 up to 2019, but is expected to have a sudden downturn in 2020 due to the global pandemic. The gross domestic product in Thailand was worth $520 billion in 2019, according to the official data from the World Bank. The GDP value of Thailand represents 0.43% of the world economy. This increase in GDP is a good sign for economic development and to attract more foreign investments. The country is also an active player of import and export with its major exchange partners, the US, China, Singapore, and Japan. They import chemicals and raw materials such as iron, while export goods from their agricultural sector. There are vast business opportunities in the country. Foreign investments are hereby given utmost importance and consideration. In fact, they have amended an act protecting foreign investments, and this could be of good opportunity in growing a business in the country. This study also found out that almost half of the country's population belongs to the working age structure, giving a robust push in the country's labor force. Thailand is also pursuing their Sustainable Development Goal, which aspires for a sustainable development protecting the natural resources as well as the environment. So, doing business here is not merely for monetary gain, but for environmental care as well. There might be some drawbacks in investing in Thailand, such as high household debt and corruption, but with proper risk analysis and management, investing in this country may still be considerable. As a matter of fact, despite those downturns, the World Bank recognized Thailand as one that has the great development success stories for economic development. COVID-19, the global pandemic, has been deteriorating the whole world. In this part, let's proceed in knowing the possible effects of this pandemic to Thailand. The proliferation of the global pandemic, COVID-19, has impaired almost all the countries across the globe. Almost all of the sectors of one's country is being dragged down, including one of the most important part of the country's backbone, the economy. Large-scale downturns in economies has been giving massive impact to the overall status of the country. Thailand, currently as of May 25, 2020, has 3,040 confirmed cases, 2,921 recoveries, and 56 deaths. And this could massively affect the entire country. Thailand economic outlook. The economic narrative continued to soar in recent weeks amid the global COVID-19 pandemic. The manufacturing sector remained in a downturn with output falling for the 10th consecutive month in February and the PMI falling to a record low in March. This came on the back of dropping new orders and output, while jobs were shed due to weak demand. To soften the blow, the government announced various new fiscal measures, which now totaled to 1.5 trillion Thai baht. Thailand economic growth seems to shrink amid global pandemic. The economy is expected to shrink this year due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which will weigh heavily on global trade, manufacturing, and tourism. The panel projects the economy to contract 4.6% in 2020, which is down 5.4 percentage points from last month's projection before growing 4.4% in 2021. Tourism Update 2020. The year 2020 saw some dramatic events around the world with the emergence of the COVID-19 pandemic. It started in China and rapidly spreading globally. Thailand's tourism sector is suffering a lot starting in February 2020 and getting worse in the following months. This both related to countries not allowing citizens to travel as well as Thailand not accepting international flights landing at its airport. COVID-19 presents big challenges for schooling. Students wear face masks during an examination at a school in Bangkok in February. School postponement due to the outbreak has fueled speculations about how education will be affected. COVID-19 has been around for just a few months, but it already feels like a lifetime. Many adults have now settled into working from home or found new ways to make ends meet in case of layoffs. The fate of most students, however, remains hanging in the balance. School postponement did not help but foment anxieties, while queries about how education will look like when classes resume is still anyone's guess. Last week, the Ministry of Education shifted the start of the new 2020 academic year from May 16 to July 1. This ultimatum falls short of appeasing some students, especially those in grade 12 who lamented they would be engulfed by a tighter schedule as they gear up for university admission. Thailand government has doubled its efforts in battling with the pandemic. Safety measures and healthcare have been enforced to curb the widespread pandemic. The Kingdom of Thailand has been doing extensive measures to control the serious disease, and like all other countries have been wanting, it hopes for complete control and victory against COVID-19. Currently, the country has entered a new era called New Normal, opening the economy with high adherence to government guidelines. Kubkunfi gawrum shan, nigap samro den hengroy yim pratet tay.